Hey guys, Jerry here from J.G.P Plus Engineering. Welcome to Project Element Design. So our agenda for today, we will be, I will really gonna move, quick. I'll be moving very quick. We're going to design two elements. The first one is the sketching board, and the second one is the event grid. So this is a project that I've been working on. It has been for 1 month and a half, something like that. I've been working on this project. This is just one of the constitutive building of the house. So the meaning that there are two of them. This is let's say the small one, right? It's just a guest house. Then you tell me, Jerry, how come you're doing this to us? Why is this tiny house? Because compared to this is really small. Compared to this, there's no much here. Okay, yeah, true, there is no much between the two. It's because for this project I signed an agreement with the client. He was very specific, he was straightforward with me. He said something like, you can publish the project but not the main house. Okay, you are free to publish the guest house, do whatever you want to do, put on whatever platform you find worthy to put your content and your videos, but do not touch the main house. Don't show anything of the main house. So that was the agreement I had to go through and then sign with the client. So I'm not allowed to show you the main house, but you get to use it. Yeah, some clients, they are like that. This is not the first time I've encountered it. I think this is the third time or the second time, something like that. So for today, we're just gonna stick with this little guy here. So let me just minimize it. So okay, this is a little guest house. This is a little guest house for his guests. Because he will be receiving people that will be coming from different places to come and pay him a visit. So I had to think otherwise and design something like this. He was pleased with it. Create a little bit of fireplace here, and then there are 2 bedrooms here. There's a little kind of main one, a little bit bigger compared to the other one, which is small, and we're having a linen room here. So it's a really straightforward plan. It might be complex for some people, but to me I made it pretty simple because it's not like the main house, the big one, just a small one. So what we're gonna do today, as I said, we're gonna be designing a skating board and an event grid. So the thing is, this house, maybe in summer, especially in summer, would be heating up from the inside. So installing or inserting event all the walls will take that little heat, that's heated air out, and will maybe when the wind blows, will allow the entrance of fresh air as well, preventing the entrance of cynical insects. You never know. So it's happening depending in the environment where the project is gonna be. So I'm doing this just I'm just putting countermeasures in place, in case, because you never know. So this is the project. So without wasting time, let's get into it. Comparison between the skating board and the event grill. The most complex element is the event grill. So we're gonna design the grill first, and then we will finish with the skating board. We don't have a lot of time. We have only maybe 16 minutes, so we have to do this in 16 minutes. So what I did here, just cut out a marquee, of the specific area on which I'm going to work, which is this guest house. That's why you cannot see the main house, but this is kind of a guilty element that tells you that there's something here that was cut open. So because the marquee cuts it, that's why. So the marquee in AutoCAD, it's like a crop region, in Revit. For those who have used Revit, they know what the crop region is. So they play almost the same role. Okay, let's get to rolling. So we're gonna zoom in here, you know, where I've already preset a sketch for our, you know, modeling. There is already a sketch, so we're gonna create a profile based on this sketch. Then we're gonna extrude that profile to have our element. Extrusion, extruded. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. So to extrude an element in AutoCAD, you know, name it, you know, different types of element, there are two ways to do it. Using the morph tool, this button right here. Using the morph tool, you are able to extrude your profile. Okay, there are two ways. Once you click on your morph, either you can use the morph geometry right here, as you can see. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna say, so okay, most of my shapes are squares and rectangles, right? So we're gonna choose this one, and I check my material. Okay, it's a plastic glossy green. Fine, I'll stick with it. Then the height of it 2.5 from the ground floor, no problem. I'll check the various classification. Check there, it says grill, okay, and air grills. Yeah, but this air grills, you know, actually it's for the duct work, you know, it's for the duct work, but I use it just for connotation, that's all. So just click aside, we check our ID number or B object, ground floor, no problem. Let's click on ID and category buttons. The other things, you can add the most sub properties to your element as much as you want. You know, it's up to it. It's basically it's made, you know, in accordance with your properties. The way you set your properties in your options, the way you set them, you can still use them for, you know, the element that you are modeling. So let's go out. Let's leave there. So what's gonna happen here? What I'm gonna do, I start creating profiles, right? So I told that there are two ways while using the morph tool. The first way is to use these geometries. So I come like this, you know, I click here, you know, I go all the way this corner, then I click again here. If I press twice on the escape, you know, button, I get escape. When I come closer to it, pressing down the space bar once and clicking, not even clicking, before clicking, you see that there's a preview. First of all, there's a magnetic, you know, element that appears closer to my cursor, and second thing, you see that there's an enlightenment, I know, you know, of my profile, and thirdly, there's an information box closer to my cursor that says that gives the name of my profile, which is a morph, the elevation of it, and the layer on which I set it, just you know, temporarily. Once you click on your right mouse button, it highlights, as you can see, in green. It highlights automatically in green. So this is the first way to do it, by using the morph geometry. The second way to do it is that you have to hover over your geometry, you know, your closed shape, your sketch closed shape. Once you're there, you press down the space bar. When you press it down, you can see what happens, right? It highlights, you know, my sketch. It tells me that no, it recognizes that this is a closed profile. So from this closed profile, because you have activated the morph tool, you are able to create a profile here, you know, from this closed shape. You're able to create a profile here. This is the second case. So because, okay, I'm not gonna use on the horizontal, you know, direction. Let's use it on the vertical one. Let's come over here. Once I click in the middle, I click in the middle, or either you come the corner here, no, or just closer to the corner here. You click, then you release. When you zoom in, and you skip a couple times, then press down the same space bar. You will see that that enlightenment comes back, showing you that, you know what, you have created a profile in this space. And to confirm what we have done so far, it's going to appear. There we have it, you know. The first one we created using the marquee geometry. The second one we have created using the magic wand, you know. If I go back here, you know, I do the same thing, you know. I click, whatever I do, I click on morph. Let's say, you know, I come here on this profile again. I press down the middle, you know, the space bar. I press it down. You can see that there is a wand, right? There's a wand there. There's one that appears when I click, coming a little bit closer to the line and click once, and going back to the 3D view, the second one will appear. As you can see, the second one that appears automatically there, as you can see here. So that's how you create, a profile, from the morph tool. So what's gonna do here, I'm gonna click on this one, click once, press down the space bar, click for the second time, and move up. I drag it up, I'll give it a depth, right? I'll give it a depth. I'll say, take it 2 centimeter going up, right? I have it there. I'll do the same thing for these other 2. Click on that one, click on this one, click this way. I'll do the same process, and then I'll have on top here, I already shifted my cursor. I'm just waiting for Akika to respond. It's responsive automatically. Then I click there. I have already, a piece of my profile. I have already a piece of what I want, right? There it is. I'll go back on the ground floor, meaning that what we have done so far is this. We've created this profile and this one. We have created the profile and extruded these 2 and this one as I click here. So what's going to do next, I'm just going to copy them. I'm just going to copy these horizontal ones to make it very easy and simple. I'll click on drag. I'll drag them here. So the thing is to go a little bit faster. Okay, I'm going to copy them once first, one by one. Then I'll do the multiple copy. I'll click there. Now copy and drag. What I'm doing, it's called copy and drag. Once I click on it, I press the control button. I press it once. You can see that there's a plus closer to my cursor, which means that you are copying and dragging at the same time. So I'm doing the copy and drag operation. So I'm going to click here once. I press again. I'll click again on it. Press again the control button. Press the control button. There it is. Then click again. Then I've created the all horizontal bars. And when we go back to the marquee view, the 3D view, from the marquee, you see that we have this. They're already aligned. The inner shape, it's already coming to life, right? So we're gonna go back again to the ground floor. What we're gonna do here, pretty easy, right? Yeah. So what's gonna do next, we have to create another profile here, right? Create another profile for these ones, these 2. We have to create another profile for them. So we're gonna do it very quick. I'm just gonna use the morph tool. Just gonna click there, drag it, click here, click there, drag it, and click here. Then I'm gonna go on 3D to see how is it appearing. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit this way. Come back. Take a side. I'm gonna rotate. They are there, as you can see them. They are here, both of them. Let's look at it from the bottom. They are here. Definitely believe they are here, both of them. Let's check here. Okay, it goes straight. There's only one. What about the other? I think we don't need the other because this guy goes through, right? Yeah, this guy goes through. So what I did here, I can just delete it. So we just need one, this one. So let's go back. You can see that this line is gonna go off. This line is gonna disappear. There we go. Let me just orbit this side. I'll orbit here. Click on this. I'll do the same operation. Press down the space bar. Click once. Drag it already. Place it. Take my cursor to where I want it to reach. That side. Click once. There is. So we have we have already fixed the 15% of our modeling. Let's continue. Go back to the ground floor again. What's gonna do next? We have to create the outer profile. We have to create the outer profile here, outer profile, and this cut, because remember there must be space here. There must be, you know, the gaps, you know, or because these are walls, you know, the gaps, the air gaps. It allow air to flow from inside out to the outside and vice versa. So what's we're gonna do next? Now I'm gonna create the outer profile. I'll go back to morph again. I'll click one corner here, drag it to the other corner. Then I'll go back to the 3D. So I will be toggling between the 2D and 3D, you know, though I can still do it on the 3D, but for more precision, that's why, you know, I'm toggling. So I'll click on it, do the same thing, same operation, press down the space bar, click and drag it. So this time we gonna drag it at a certain distance. We're gonna drag it up to 3 centimeters. So 0.03. Click. There is it. True. You cannot see, you know, whatever is in, right? No, because it's now a solid. I'm gonna go back to the ground floor again. This time we're gonna create a profile on this inner contour, you know, line contour. This one, you know, the fillet one. So we're gonna go back, click on morph, zoom in like this, click on this one, you know, hover over the inner shape and click once. Then you can see that there is a profile that is created automatically, because there's a distinction here between our sketch and this black line or curve that appears. So once we go back from the top look, you cannot identify it. You have to look at it from the bottom. Then I'm gonna orbit, you know, to the bottom here. You can see that there's this shape, right? There's it. So I'm gonna click on it like this, press down the space bar, click once and drag it down. And drag it down. I'll give it a depth. Let's say I'll give it 5. Click. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm going to create an halo, I'm going to create a cut, you know, between the outer frame and this element. So I'll have to take it up a little bit. Let's say 47. It goes up. I have to check, make sure that it crosses, that go through. Not yet. So always be careful with this. So I'll say 49. There, it goes through, right? So now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna do the Boolean operation. I don't know if you know the Boolean operation. We're gonna do the Boolean operation. We mean that we are going to cut it. So the same thing, you know, if you be, you know, working with a Boolean operation, you know how it works. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut this element with the reference to, you know, the outer frame. So I'm gonna click on it. I will go to design. I will hover over morph, you know, modify morph. On your right popping, menu here, with the reference to this arrow here, I'll click on subtract. ArchiCAD will ask me, you know, what is the element you want to subtract it to. I'll say this element. I click on it. Then ArchiCAD is going to do the subtraction. As you can see here, we're having our air gap, as you can see here. So the rest now, very easy, right? The rest becomes very easy. We just want to do the copy and drag, right? So let's do it now. Let's play with the copy and drag. We're gonna zoom out. Remember, the horizontal element, we're done with them. We are with the vertical element. Okay, I'm gonna click here. So before clicking there, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna click on these two first. This one and this one. I'm gonna click on one side. Press press down. Press on. Just press the control button once to create a copy. The cross appears. Then I click here. Okay, or either I just can just mirror them. If I want, I can just say, okay, let's just mirror them. Okay, anyway, it works. So I'm just gonna come here and click. So the other thing, after doing it, I'll click on this one. This one I'm just going to mirror it to show that it can work with mirror as well. Click there, mirror it like this. Click. There we have it. Remember, each and every time you see this plus, the cross appearing, meaning that I'm doing a copy and a drag. When the cross appears, meaning that I'm copying this element. Once I click, you see that there's a copy of this line up here. So if we go on 3D now, and take a look of what we have done so far. You can see now that's everything we've done on the floor plan appeared here, right? As you can see here it is. Our grid is taking shape. So what we're gonna do, remember that this face that is parallel to the ground floor, it's the front face. This one is the inner face. So what I'm gonna do here, what I want to do, I want this element to go inside 3 centimeters. I'll click on them. I'll click on them. It says here, no, I don't want to rotate, I want to drag them. Then I'll drag them vertically like this. 3 millimeters is 0.003. I'll click. They'll move up 3 millimeters, as you can see here. They're up 3 millimeters compared to the face of the outer shell or of the frame. So after doing this, what we do next? Just gonna play with copies, right? Go back to the ground floor. I know that on this plane here, this element is extruded. This one it is extruded. This one, and this one. When I do, I click on this corner here. Then I'll wait for the pet palette to appear. Once the pet palette appears, we're not gonna do copy after another. No, we're gonna do a multiple copy. So I come here on the pet palette. I click on multiple or multiply. Then I have over spread. You can do copies of different type. You can increment and spread. You can increase. You can only increment. You can spray and you can distribute. It's based on what you want. So the spacing of it is 3. Okay, no problem. You choose a path, but I don't really need it. It's possible. You can do it. Click on path. You choose a path, then you do your copy. But for this one, I don't want to use them in any path. So click on OK. So I click on the original point. Then as I'm dragging it on the right, look what's going to happen. They will set at the exact point where I want them to be. Check this out. They're fitting accordingly. So I take them all the way to the corner here. And I click once. They're set up. You can see they're highlighting the way they are. And if I go on 3D view, check what's going to happen. They're all set. Bingo, we have our grid. We're done, right? We have our grid. No, here is our event grid. Here is. We've done with the profile. We have extrusion. We've done it. Here it is. But you will notice something, right? There's something that is not, set accordingly. Right? There's something we haven't selected. These elements were not selected when we move the others together. This one, I think they were not selected, this portion. So just click on it, click this side, they were selected. I'll click there, draw them up like this. Wait for a card to respond. Draw them up here and click. There they are. Well set. Then I'm just gonna orbit a little bit to see how far it is. How is it looking? It's fine. So what we're gonna do, I want to let me check first the distance. I want to know the distance between this corner to this corner. It's 1, maybe 1 something. I want to pull it too closer to each other. I'll pull a little bit up by how much? By 5 millimeters. Click there. There we are. Yeah, there is my stuff. So what we're gonna do now, we have to select everything and create a union. We have to create a union of each and every element that are there. We want them to be a group, sort of a group, but with morph they're called union. I'll show you what I mean. I'll click on this one as well. I can see that they're all selected, all the pieces are selected. What I do, I will go, I select all the pieces are selected, right? Yes. I'll go to design. I have over modify morph here. then I click on union. There's a union here. I click the union button. They will come in unison, meaning that they will become one element. When I click on one corner, the whole element get select. You know, the whole element gets selected. So the whole element automatically it's selected. So we've done it so far. We have created our grid. What shall we do next? So we have to rotate it, right? To rotate, what I'm going to do, I have to select a plane first, a good plane. I have to pick up a plane. So right click and once the contextual menu appeared, I have over editing plane. From editing plane, on the next dialog box, I click on pick a plane. I'll say this face, I want it to be a plane. Then I will click on one of the corners of my element here. I'll click for the second time. Then once the palette appears, you know, I click on rotate, and then I pinpoint where I want to rotate. So I want to rotate from this point. So I go from this point to that side to the vertical shape. I want it to be vertically set. There's a reference there that tells me that, you know, your object is vertical. Then I click once. There he is. We have our grid now. Okay, as you can see, our grill is all set. Our event grill is here, as you can see, created in ArchiCAD. There it is. So we're not done yet. We have to set it into place, right? Let's go to the ground floor. We go to the ground floor. You know, the image is going to change a little bit because we have created an object already. The grill is there. I'm going to click on it to move it a little bit aside, this way up. Then I will select my sketch, my full sketch, select it, and I will drag it aside because I don't need it anymore. So then I will come to my grill and click on it, click this side, and drag it to its emplacement. I want it to be here, closer to you know, the fireplace for the smoke, you know, in case it has to escape, you know, the area, you know. So I want it to escape, you know, through you know, I want it to escape, you know, through the event. So I'll position it here. Okay, the copy, I'll position it there. So what I'm going to do, I'll look for the middle point of it. The middle point is there. I click on the middle point of it. Then I'll click on drag on the palette. Then I will drag it and look for the middle point of my line. Middle point of my line is there. I'll wait for the confirmation circle. There it is. Once I have the confirmation, I'll be looking for the vertical. I need the vertical. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna look for the vertical. It can't appear. There it is, but I missed it. So I'm gonna do, I look for the middle point of my object. Come here, there's the middle point. Look for the middle point of my line. There's the middle point. Then I have over here, somewhere like this. I'll place it. Right? Once I place it there, I will take it inside. Take it in like this. So the thing is, I wanted it to flash with the plaster here, but no, I'm not gonna do that. I wanted to flash with, you know, the core element of my wall, which means that my block. So I'll place it there. After placing it there, what I'm gonna do, because the way it is right now from the outside, I cannot see it. You know, if I go to the 3D view, you know, from the outside here, no, this is the old one. We are here, we are looking here on this face. We're here. You can see that there's nothing. Though I place it, let me go back on the floor plan. You can see here, though it's already set, because remember there are two. There's this one and this one. This one we cannot see it. This is the one that is inscribed into our wall. So if I go to the 3D view, it's taking us back to the old view. I think it's gonna shift. Yeah, there's nothing here. So to make it appear, we have to create what I call an opening, right? We have to create an opening to have a way through, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on my object. I'll right click. The contextual menu will appear. I'll have over connect. On the right dialog box that appears, you know, the pop-up in box, I will scroll down till I find create openings from element or from selection. I click on it, then the create openings, you know, dialog box appears. Okay, it says 30. No, fine, let's keep it the way it is. I just want to click on create openings, then automatically the opening will be created based on our element. If we go back to the 3D view, look now how it appears. I'll give it a little bit, few seconds. There is, we have what we wanted, right? There is, you can see. But you see that, you know, it's like we are looking through the ceiling, you know, looking in the ceiling, you know, the look of it, yeah. It's like we're looking in the ceiling, right? If you look at it from the inside, you can see, yeah, it's like we're looking in the ceiling. But let's drag it down. Double click on escape, click on my material first. I think I click on the opening first, no problem. Now I'm just going to zoom in, click on my object, then I'll zoom out. I'm just going to change the position, you know, from the top here. It's a drag, it's not a copy. I'm not rotating the top to the bottom. There we have it, right? There we have our element, you know, there he is. Check it out, you know, there we have it. There it is. So the thing is, I'm going to take it a little bit down again, 3 centimeter. Take it 3 centimeter down. There it is. We have it. We have our opening. There it is, right? Yeah, from outside here. There it is. Okay. What's we're gonna do next? I'll go to the ground floor. I want to create a copy. So I'm going to mirror this element. You know, I'm going to mirror our grid. So I click on our grid, click on one of its corner, wait for the paper to appear, click on the mirror command, hover in the middle here, click and create the mirror. I click on control, press control down for the copy and click. Then you will see that when I go back and I have an inside look, it's that there will be a second grid, you know, to the inside face. There is our grid, our green grid. There is, you know, it's set in, but I don't want it to be set in. I want it to flash with, you know, the inner wall face. So I click on our grid, click it once, click on one of the corner and drag it to not rotate, drag. I drag it to for it to flash here and click once. There is it's flashing now, right? Kind of flashing. Okay, you can even go through it. You can even go through. Yeah, on the other side, you can even, you know, orbit inside to see, you know, how it's set up. You know, we have it there. So this is how you create a grid, you know, in ArchiCAD. This is how you do it in ArchiCAD. This is how you create it. You create it using, you know, the morph tool. So I will go back. I'll click here. What we can do from these, now we can even, you know, copy them. We can copy. I'll click on the second grill, click on my opening. I click a second copy. I want them to be 2 here to allow more free air circulation. I come right in the middle here of my fireplace. Click. I'll click down. I'll press down the control button to create a copy, to confirm with my copy, and click once. There will be a second copy here of my element and the opening. Now go back to, on the 3D view. There you can see the second copy there of our event grill. There we go. There is. You can see. There is. Well set, sound and clear. Okay. Okay. Next,